And, should we get this out of the way now? Just talk about the AEW just to get it over with. Just real briefly.
What is there to talk about?
Well, that's the thing, is I just wanted to remark on what they tried. It's my birthday. I believe I mentioned that in this program. And for my birthday week, I decided I was not going to watch horse shit that I didn't want to see. And that was going to go for both companies. And then I'll be damned if the WWE did not only give us the new ownership, but John Cena and the fucking Rock in the same week. So I had to pay attention to some of that. The most electrifying segment of wrestling I've seen in some time was this week. Hint, hint. But, I had the AEW on the DVR, all the other initials, and I kept walking by it and looking like, I'm not going to punch that button. I just can't do that to myself. I can't do it to the listeners. But I'm going to just briefly tell you what they expected us to watch this week. And also, we've got to talk about something that you just informed me of that everybody's talking about from last night here in a second. But this past week, and I've got to say in all honesty, I did watch when it happened a couple of chunks of the Wednesday night program because I noticed that it was 8:00 and I said, let's see what they're starting with. I wanted to see if it was pockets, and it was the plumber and Big Bill. And I thought, at least it's not pockets. And I had that on while I was feeding Harley and gathering some things up, go in the other room. And there was a spot, and of course Starks is with Big Bill. There was a spot in that match where I said that I think they're going to put Big Bill over, and they should have. Starks had done something. Moxley had foiled that, and Big Bill got a big move on him. And I said, if they do that, it would be perfect. Then, of course, the fucking sunken-chested, buggy-whip-armed, bald-headed, pathetic-looking fucking plumber kicked out and then went on to tap out the 7-foot giant while he was bleeding like a stuck fucking hog and acting unprofessionally. But it would have got Big Bill over. It wouldn't have hurt the plumber, because if you've seen Jon Moxley wrestle twice and you still want to see him ever wrestle again, it ain't his wrestling that you're into. It's whatever you see in your head, you buy into the same thing he buys into, that people could buy him as a fucking badass. But if Big Bill had won, it would have helped him. But he didn't. He got tapped out by the guy fucking bleeding all over him and flipping the bird, et cetera, et cetera. And I guess Jericho and Sammy talk to each other, and they're going to wrestle at some point. And Adam Page beat Brian Cage. And Darby Allin and Nick Wayne beat Mac Daddy and Cool Hand Luke.
Well, you really are firing through this review.
Yes, because that's the thing. This is what they expected you to watch. And then I came back because the one thing I did want to see, and I didn't make notes on it, I just enjoyed watching it, was Samoa Joe and Roderick Strong in the tournament final, the tournament that they're going to fucking have a title shot some goddamn where until the next tournament. I can't even keep track of Tony's goddamn, it looks like fucking Charlie on Always Sunny has the fucking yarn strung out on the map on the wall, try to figure this out. But it's Samoa Joe and Roderick Strong, and they're fucking excellent. And they're two pros, and they had a great match, and Joe beat Roddy, and then when Adam Cole tried to come down and check on him, playing a little bit of possum about his neck, then Joe choked out Adam Cole, and he's the best heel in AEW right now. And unfortunately, it's not even close, I don't think, so. But that...
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that was AEW Dynamite for the 13th of September.
Yeah.
The first 3-minute Dynamite review. Jim, how do you feel about that?
I wish it could have been 2.5, but I had to recognize quality where I saw it.
How much of the Joe Roddy stuff did you watch in the post-match?
Well, and that's, he choked out Cole and stood over him and he's screaming at MJF, I'm going to take everything away from you, and got his face and he's slobbering. It's good to go back to a goddamn scary looking, aggressive, remorseless fucking heel in wrestling after all of these goddamn sissy ass, whiny ass, smart aleck, whatever the fuck bullshit that we have to put up with from these scripted heels over on the other program and the fucking guys in AEW mostly in real life. Couldn't fucking scare a moth off a goddamn lampshade.
See, that's my biggest problem with everything with Roddy Strong. Let me just say, Samoa Joe did a great promo when he said, I'm going to take everything. I'm like, what does that mean? Is he going to beat up his mom? Like, what the fuck's he going to do? But the problem is Roddy's really good in the ring, and he needs some kind of personality. But wrestling, like if you look at like the 80s, and I hate to bring everything back there, everybody's, oh, you're an old man. But, Barry Windham, thinking of guys who broke in, Terry Gordy, even though he started in the 70s, all these guys, they were really young, acting older. Before mentally they were adults, they behaved like adults, at least on TV. I mean, maybe crazy adults.
Yes.
But now it's like adults acting like
children. Not
even just children, like teenagers from the late 90s into the new century. Like it's outdated even in that. You know what I mean? Like it's not like children now. I don't know how connected the Young Bucks, Adam Cole, and Roddy Strong are to the youth of America. But that's the problem. The match was
Roddy
good.
Looks like a nerd is what you're saying with the glasses and doing the promos with Taven and Bennett, who have made questionable hair decisions. I remember when Matt Taven looked like a goddamn Greek god with the long hair, and now I don't know what the fuck he's got on his head. He looks like an artichoke.
But the ridiculousness of Adam Cole looking at the ring, Roddy seeing him, and then Roddy all of a sudden falling down like he is hurt worse than he is.
Yes.
And Cole somehow missed all that. And then Taven and Bennett, it's like they're children. They're yelling at him like children. And it just makes the whole thing unbelievable. But Samoa Joe's really good.